Why do we want to buy stocks? When the stock price goes up, right? Let's say this is Apple stock. When the stock price goes up, so will our money. And that's basically how you will make money over time. There are specific stocks that I'll tell you guys later on in the video that whenever you invest in them, you will literally always make money in the long run. So those stocks will be making your money work for itself instead of it just sitting in a bank account. Okay, it's time to actually buy a stock, so we're gonna head over to the search tab and type in AMD because this is one of my favorite stocks to invest and I include it in literally almost every single video. You'll see on the bottom right hand corner a button that says trade. Once you hit trade, you can either buy or trade options. Right now we're gonna focus on buy. This is just how you buy stocks. So this is where you buy your stocks. So right here, you'll see a screen that looks a little something like this. And if you see in the top right hand corner, you can hit the little shares button and it'll show up a bunch of lists of options, right? You can either buy in dollars or you can buy in shares. So I'm gonna show you how to buy both right now. So if I wanna buy a stock in dollars, basically I can choose however much money is available in my account and I can buy that much of AMD. So right now, I'm gonna show you guys with $1,000. I'm gonna purchase $1,000 of AMD right now, and all I do is swipe up, and there you go. Now let me show you guys the other way. So if I hit trade and buy, we're still gonna be on the dollars option. Let's switch it to shares, and now I can buy a specific amount of shares. So if I type in 10 shares, that's $1,000 worth of AMD. I'm gonna buy $1,000 worth of AMD, but it's 10 shares. So if I hit review, and then swipe up, there you go. So what's the difference between those two? When you buy in shares, you're buying a specific number of shares of AMD. Whereas if you buy in dollars, you're actually buying fractions of shares. So $1,000 will only get you about 9.5 shares of AMD. Whereas if you buy 10 shares, you'll be paying around $10,100. So let's check out some of these options right here. These are called conditional orders. So what you can do is you can set a recurring investment where if you want to invest every month, once a month from your paycheck, or every 2 weeks from your paycheck, you can do that and it'll send your money right to AMD every single month, right? You've got a limit order. If I have a stock here and it drops down to a specific point that I set, it will buy at that specific point. So if this stock price right here is $110, right? And it drops down to $92, I'm gonna buy at $92, and that's exactly what this limit price does. The next thing on the list here is trailing stop order. This one's a little bit more complicated, but Robinhood actually gives you a really good demonstration of it, and it's actually kind of self-explanatory. So if you guys wanna read that, pause the video, check it out, and you can actually change what percentage of trail you want for your trailing stop order. Then same thing for stop order. Robinhood is a very nice explanation of it. I'm not gonna explain it over the explanation, so go ahead and read that, check that out, it's really interesting. Stop limit order is the same exact thing. They have all of these options for you guys so that you can purchase things without having to have an extreme amount of risk of buying at the top and it just ends up falling as soon as you buy. So you set specific points where you're gonna buy. So you set specific points of where you're gonna buy to take the emotions out of trading. All right, so I've shown you how to buy one stock. We're gonna pick one more at random so that I can show you guys another example of how to buy stocks. So let's go with Apple here, around 5 Apple here, and we're gonna go ahead and hit buy. Now, you should see that I have around $5,000 available because I've spent $2,000 in the last 10 minutes. So I wanna buy in shares. We're gonna go ahead and buy 20 shares of Apple. And we're gonna hit review, swipe up, and there you go. You just bought 20 shares. All right, you made some bread and you're thinking it's time to cash out on your positions. How do you sell your stocks? It's actually extremely simple. So scroll down to the stock that you wanna sell. We're gonna use Apple as our example, the one that we bought earlier. Go ahead and hit trade, the same button you used to buy, but above it, you're gonna see the sell option. You can either sell all of your Apple, you can sell a specific amount, or you could switch to dollars and you could sell in a specific amount of dollars. So for this example, I'm gonna show you exactly how to sell Apple step by step. You could do this for any stock, not just Apple. All right, so click on sell, as we said before. Then I'm gonna sell in shares, not in dollars. So I wanna sell all of the shares that I have right now, which is only one share because I've only bought one share of Apple. So we're gonna sell all of our shares of Apple, swipe up, and there we go. It's as easy as that. All right, I just showed you exactly how to buy a stock on Robinhood, which means you should be ready to start making some bread.
Let's just say that you own a business, and so you're a business owner. And let's say that you wanna raise a lot of money for your business to grow and expand. So what do you need to do? You need to find investors, and a great place to find investors is in the stock market. Now, in order for you to raise a lot of money for your company, you need to sell a portion of your ownership in your company to investors. And that's what stocks are. Stocks are just units of ownership in a company. So if you buy stock in Apple or Microsoft or Tesla, you are an owner of the company. So you probably own a very small piece of the company, but you are still technically an owner. Therefore, one person does not own Apple or Microsoft or Tesla. So there are thousands of people that own stock in those companies. So those companies have thousands of owners, which are the stockholders. Now, let me tell you how to invest in stocks. So the stock market is a big marketplace where you go to buy and sell stocks. To participate in the stock market, you need an online brokerage account. So there are a lot of online brokerage accounts to choose from. I'm going to leave a link down below to some online brokerage accounts that are offering sign-up bonuses with 0 fees, and there's no catch. It will cost you nothing. And some of these sign-up bonuses, they can be substantial, so please be sure to check them out. So you open up an account, and then you transfer money from your bank account to your brokerage account, and then you're going to have money in your brokerage account, and then you're going to be ready to buy stocks. So you want to buy stocks in good companies. That's because if a company does well, then the value of the company increases. If the value of the company increases, then the price of your stock goes up. And in many cases, if a company is making a lot of profits, the company will take those profits and pay a dividend to whoever owns the stock. So you don't have to do anything to collect a dividend. It just gets deposited into your accounts, which is pretty awesome. So this is passive income in its truest form. Now, if you want to sell your stocks, it's very easy. So you may want to sell your stocks for whatever reason, such as you just want to cash out. Maybe you don't like the company anymore. Maybe you want to sell your stock to have money to buy a different stock. So you're free to do as you please. And again, this is all free, no fees, 0 commissions. So when you sell your stocks, you'll have money in your brokerage accounts because, again, you sold your stocks. And whenever you want, you can transfer that money back to your bank accounts. Or you can let that money just sit there. Some brokerage accounts, they'll pay you interest on the money sitting in your accounts. Or you can use that money to buy stocks, whatever you want. Now, I want you to know that many people get wealthy in the stock markets, and there's not just one way to do it. I'm going to tell you what most people do. And you can try to see which style is most appealing to you. Buy and hold, dividend investor, speculator, trader, and let me explain these styles to you. Buy and hold. Some people just buy stocks and they just hold on to them for a very long time. We're talking about years, even decades. Some people, they'll even hold on to their stocks until they die and they'll put it in their will. So this is a set it and forget it approach. Dividend investors. Some people buy stocks primarily for the dividends. Many investors take their dividends and reinvest them to get more dividends, and your wealth accumulates over time. So this is a great way to build your passive income. So you can actually set your accounts to reinvest your dividends automatically. It's called a DRIP, Dividend Reinvestment Program. I am personally a big fan of dividend investing because you literally get paid for doing nothing. So if you're dividend investing, your money is making you money. So you should know from the get-go which style is most appealing to you. And it could be more than one. It could be a combination, but there's no one right answer. There's no one right method.